Have you ever talked to someone for 10 minutes and afterward felt completely exhausted? Like your body got heavier, your mind got foggy, and somehow your peace disappeared just by being around them. You didn't run a marathon. You didn't do physical labor. You just had a conversation. And yet you feel drained. That's what people call an energy vampire. And the older I get, the more I realize these people are everywhere. Some of them are obvious. Some hide behind kindness. Some hide behind trauma. Some hide behind constant reinvention and fake positivity. But the result is always the same. They consume your energy while giving almost nothing back. What's dangerous is that society conditions good-hearted people to tolerate this behavior. Especially if you grew up being the responsible one, the mature one, the fixer, the emotional caretaker. You were taught that your value came from helping people, calming people down, listening to people, saving people from themselves. So now, as an adult, you unconsciously attract emotionally needy people because your nervous system mistakes emotional exhaustion for connection. You think you're being compassionate, but really, you're abandoning yourself to keep other people comfortable. And the crazy part is, energy vampires are not always evil people. Sometimes they're deeply wounded people who never learned emotional discipline. They regulate themselves through attention, chaos, and emotional dumping. They call you every time their life falls apart. They dump their stress onto you. They pull you into endless conversations that go nowhere. They complain about the same problems year after year but never change. Some of them are addicted to being victims because being a victim guarantees attention. Others constantly reinvent themselves every few months. New goals, new personalities, new dreams, new identities. But they never stop long enough to reflect on why every version of their life collapses. And they expect you to emotionally readjust every single time they spiral into another identity crisis. Science actually supports this idea more than people realize. Researchers studying emotional contagion discovered that human beings absorb emotional states from each other through mirror neurons. That means your nervous system literally reacts to the energy of the people around you. Stress spreads, anxiety spreads, negativity spreads. Which explains why some people can walk into a room and completely change the emotional atmosphere without saying a word. Your body knows before your mind does. That tight feeling in your chest, that sudden exhaustion, the tension in your shoulders. Your nervous system is warning you that someone around you is emotionally unsafe. I live in New York City, and one thing I've noticed is how emotionally dysregulated people have become. So many people are desperate for attention, desperate for validation, desperate to unload themselves onto somebody. Sometimes people will force eye contact with you, force conversations, force their presence onto you because internally they are starving for emotional energy. And I reached a point where I realized something very important. I did not spend years healing from trauma, anxiety, hypervigilance, and emotional pain just to become an emotional support system for people who refuse to heal themselves. That realization changed my life because for years I thought having no boundaries made me a good person. I thought constantly being available made me compassionate. But eventually I realized something that hit me like a truck. Kindness without boundaries is not kindness. It's self-sacrifice. It's teaching people that your time, your peace, your nervous system, and your emotional energy are available for public consumption. And once people get used to unlimited access to you, they rarely stop on their own. In fact, the more emotionally available you are, the more entitled certain people become. I learned this the hard way at work years ago. I had a coworker who constantly gave me advice. At first it seemed harmless, helpful even. But because I kept listening, kept agreeing, and kept giving away small pieces of authority, he slowly became controlling. He wasn't even a manager, but over time he started acting like one. And I realized something terrifying. If you don't protect your authority, people will take it from you gradually, one small compromise at a time. When I finally confronted him and told him to stop, it felt uncomfortable, but it also felt freeing. Because people only dominate the space you fail to protect. And honestly, losing certain relationships was one of the healthiest things that ever happened to me. Some people get angry the moment you stop overgiving, the moment you stop listening to their endless problems, the moment you stop allowing them to dump their emotional chaos onto you. And that reaction tells you everything. Healthy people respect boundaries, manipulative people resent them, lot of us stay trapped because we fear abandonment. We think if we stop overgiving, people will leave. But the truth is, if someone only values you for what they can extract from you, losing them is not a loss. It's freedom. That doesn't mean becoming cold or hateful. It means becoming grounded. It means understanding that your energy is sacred. I started spending more time alone, more time walking, sitting in coffee shops quietly, breathing deeply, meditating, going into nature, eating healthier, protecting my peace. And I noticed something interesting. The more grounded I became, the less accessible I became to toxic people. It was almost like they could sense the boundary before even speaking to me. And people hate hearing this, but sometimes healing requires becoming less available, less reactive, less accommodating. You stop explaining yourself to everybody. You stop trying to rescue adults from the consequences of their own behavior. You stop feeling guilty for protecting your peace, because your nervous system was never designed to carry everybody else's emotional weight. A lot of empathetic people secretly believe they must earn love through usefulness, that if they listen enough, help enough, sacrifice enough, they'll finally be valued. But real love does not require self-abandonment. Real relationships are mutual. They nourish you instead of draining you. They respect your space instead of consuming it. And one of the most powerful things you can learn in life is how to say no without explaining yourself. I don't have the energy for that right now. I need space. I can't carry this conversation today. Simple, clear, healthy. Because every time you betray your own boundaries to avoid disappointing somebody else, you teach yourself that your needs matter less than theirs. I truly believe a lot of anxiety and emotional exhaustion comes from constantly overriding our own instincts. Your body knows when something feels wrong long before your mind admits it. That feeling of dread before answering someone's phone call, that exhaustion after seeing certain people, that relief when they leave. Your body is telling you the truth your guilt tries to silence. And spiritually, I believe energy is real. Not in some dramatic fantasy way. I mean your presence, your mindset, your emotional state. All of it affects the people around you. Some people leave you feeling inspired. Others leave you feeling heavy, confused, drained, angry, small. And when you start respecting your own energy, your entire life changes. Your circle gets smaller. Your peace gets stronger. Your mind gets clearer. And suddenly you realize how much of your exhaustion came from carrying people who were never carrying you. Protecting your energy is not selfish. It's survival. It's wisdom. It's self-respect. You've worked too hard on yourself to hand your peace away to people who are committed to chaos. And the truth is, not everybody deserves access to you. Not everybody deserves your time, your attention, your empathy, your softness. Those things are valuable. Stop giving them away so cheaply. Because at the end of the day, your energy is your life force. And once you learn to protect it, everything changes.